Hello, Pastor Matt.
Hey, good evening. How are you?
Fine. Listen, we're
Good.
here with you this evening to ask three questions, questions that people might have in the community if they're considering attending First Presbyterian Church of Homewood,
All right.
which is where you are currently pastor, and you have had that position since April of 2022. Is that correct?
That's right. Yeah, I started just before Easter in 2022. Yeah.
Fabulous. So you've had time to get acclimated, and I have three questions for you so that people can get to know you and the congregation better. All
Great.
right?
Yeah.
Great. So here's the first question. What are the two or three fundamental messages that you seek to communicate in your sermons?
More or less that you're okay and we're okay and we're figuring this out together. Something along those lines. I joke kind of with friends and colleagues. They ask me like what I preached about, and I say like, well, all my sermons are about what was Matt wrestling with this week, and then I do that in front of people for 10 to 15 minutes. So it's I assume that whatever I'm trying to figure out, uh, that there are just enough people in the congregation who are also trying to figure that out. So, if nothing else, I can model uh, what figuring it out might look like, and so I guess another theme or message is it's okay to not have it figured out. That there's nothing wrong with not having it figured out, and in fact, perhaps like the project isn't about figuring it out, as in like it's not a riddle to be solved, and it's not an essay question where there's a right or wrong answer. It's we're living together. We're working through life together, and we're doing the best we can.
Very good. Now, you use the word together, which is a very natural segue to my next question.
Mhm.
Um, why should people consider belonging to an organized church at all? I mean, why worship and serve in community?
So this is what I tell people first, and it sounds silly, and it's uh, somewhat silly, but I think also serious. That where else are you going to sing together with other people? That is probably not the like number one thing people think of with church, but uh, that to me is the most kind of obvious and embodied thing that we do at church. That unless you are in a band or otherwise, maybe in like a community choir, but like for me, not musical. That's the only place in my life really like I've ever like, sung with people, and singing together is a pretty fundamental like human thing to do that we don't do together often anywhere else. And it's a place where it's okay not to be a good singer and to still sing with people. And that kind of is indicative of what the church can offer, that it's a place where you can go and be a person and uh, kind of practice being a person with other people. I see church as a very kind of worldly, humanistic enterprise, that we go because people are meant to be together. Like we're a social, uh, to be a human is to be social, and church is a place to go and practice that. It's to practice doing things we don't do in other parts of our life. It's a chance to organize around a framework, organize around scriptures and stories and practices that give our life meaning and shape, and to use those scriptures and stories and practices to try to figure this out. Like, what are we doing here? What are we here for? How are we meant to live together? What is this thing we're doing? Where is it going? Where do we come from? These big questions. It's a place to go and really work through some big questions about what it means to be who we are. And we're meant to do that together. Like that's just in our DNA. Like it's in our like genetic code. Like we have to do that. And as far as why to do that in church, as a Christian, as a Presbyterian, as a Reformed version of a Christian coming from the Reformed tradition, I just think we have really good stories. I think we have a compelling framework around which to organize our lives, and really compelling lens through which to engage the world and make meaning of the world.
All right. Thank you. And our last question. What specifically does the First Presbyterian Church of Homewood offer to a person who might be out there who's searching for a community, a place where he or she can worship and do service? What can First Presbyterian offer to that person?
It can offer a place. It can offer a consistent presence. I think consistency can go both ways. It can we can get stuck, and that's kind of the negative side of it. But the positive side is dependability. Like First Presbyterian Church has been there in some way, shape, or form for 164 years, going into the 165th year. Like that track record matters to me. That dependable presence in it's the cliche, but like in like a crazy world, a world in which so much seems to be unstable and stressful, and we don't know what's right around the corner. Like First Church is there, and it's dependable, it's steadfast, and I believe it's trustworthy. And trust is, I feel, something else that is either somewhat or very much lacking. And to have a place that you can depend on, that you can go to, and that you can trust is a big deal. And I'm still getting to know the place, 9 months, but I have found it to be honest also. Honest about who they are and what they can offer. Honest about what they need to work on and what they want to work on. Honest about their limits of things that they're not interested in, which is refreshing. It's not a place that's kind of chasing whatever the latest thing is. It's not getting caught up in the moment. And again, like cliche but true, and like the digital age, it's the moments just come like rapid fire, one after another, and you like, what should I be paying attention to? I don't know what to focus on and pay attention to. It's a place to slow that down, if only for a couple hours on Sunday, kind of, slow down, get there early and sit and be still, worship in an honest and trustworthy, dependable, meaningful way, and then gather together and spend time with each other, have conversation, and leave at your leisure. It is a refreshing alternative to just the like rapid fire information coming at you all the time life that we live.
My experience with the church has been for the past 15 years that it's a place to be relational. You know, the goal, what we do is we come together to be together, to worship, to sing. And that's, as you said, we can stay as long as we want connecting to people. So for me, it's been a very special congregation that I belong to.
And to, just one more thing to add to that, yes. The value of Homewood in particular and church in general, another value is that it's a place to go meet people who you would never meet otherwise.
Absolutely.
And have meaningful, like beyond meaningful, like life-changing, transformative conversations that you with people who you would almost certainly never meet otherwise. But you meet them and you go through life with them, and your life is better and richer for having met them, and that would not have happened without gathering in a like physically coming together in a place and working on a common project.
I agree. So I'd like to close the interview by asking if you have anything you might want to say to folks by way of invitation, or to give them the time of our service or the location of our service.
Yeah, well, service, it's First Presbyterian Church in Homewood at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. And I don't know if you can like link them to the website, and there's an online, you can worship online. If you're not ready to come in person, you can come in person. It's just, I don't know, I find it relaxing, and I find it, I hope I provide like a non-anxious presence and a non-anxious place to come, even if you just need to come and be quiet and keep to yourself and just have a still, quiet space. Like, we can provide that. You will find it to be friendly, not judgmental, and a break. It'll be a break from the rapid fire, relentless information out there.
Absolutely. That has been my experience, absolutely, of that congregation. Thank you for sharing all of this with all the folks who might find us on the website at any time. Yeah. And let's wish the best for our congregation and for Homewood and for the world in 2023.
Absolutely. And I don't, my email, I think, is on the website, or we can put that in the notes also. People can, if they have further questions for me or about the church, or about where they're at in life, or anything, they can feel free to email me, and I will respond. If not right away, I will respond.
Excellent. Thank you again, Pastor.
All right. Thank you very much.
Goodbye.
All right. Good night.